Stampers, thanks for joining me today. My name is Wendy B from Stampin Up, and today we're going to be making this super stinking cute rainbow card. For the full list of materials and all the supplies you're going to need to use to make this card, be sure to just check the description below for the link to my blog, and you'll get a full list of everything that you're going to need there. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to need some circle framelits and some rainbow cut cardstock. Again, all the colors that I'm using here will be listed on my blog. You don't necessarily need full pieces of all the colors, because as the circles get smaller, then you can start using scraps like I did for the rich raspberry here. You can see that's just a scrap piece of paper. So these rainbows are super easy to make. I'm going to grab my big shot here. We'll go ahead and get started. Starting with our first piece, this is going to be on the outside with the red. So I'm going to lay that piece of red cardstock down. And because I'm using the magnetic platform, this is going to be super easy and super quick. So I'm going to use the biggest circle first, and then I'm going to grab the next biggest circle, as you can see here, and I'm going to layer that inside. And I position it so that there's an even amount of space all the way around. And again, because I'm using the magnetic platform, it makes it super easy position. So there you go, just like that. I'm going to run it through run it through my big shot. So what you're going to be left with is a ring and a circle piece of cardstock. Now this cardstock you can use to make another rainbow, just a little bit smaller, or you can use it as scrap for something else for another project. So keep this ring and just put it aside. And now we're going to make the second color of the rainbow, which is the orange, the pumpkin pie. So to do that, we first started with the largest circle and then the second largest circle. So now I'm going to start with the second largest circle and then the third largest. So we're incrementally getting smaller each one, just like that. So as you can see here now, the largest one I've left on the mat, and I've got the second and third largest. I'm going to do the same thing by creating a ring, by positioning the dies inside each other like this. I love this magnetic platform for this. It makes it so much easier. It keeps everything in line. I'm going to go ahead and put that through again. Again, what you're going to be left with is some scrap cardstock. You're going to have a ring and a circle. So as you can see, your rainbow just starting to take shape like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and cut the rest of them using the same principle. So now that we've got that, we're just going to take this third largest and the second largest for the green and just keep going through. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out all the rings you're going to need to make your rainbow. So as you can see, each ring fits inside each other. So this is how we're going to assemble it to make it easy for you to adhere to your project and to use the other piece for later. So I've got a piece of white scrap cardstock here, and I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow Mono multi-glue just to the back of each circle, just a dab. Don't want to over glue it. As we all know, too much glue is no good. So go ahead and stick that down to my scratch cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of my circles as well. So now that we've got that all adhered down, what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper trimmer, just lift the arm up and center the cut line to the middle of the circle. It's a bit of eyeballing, but even if you're off just by a little bit, it's okay, because the rainbow will still look just as stinking cute. And voila. Now that we've got two pieces, I'm going to go ahead and run it through the Big Shot one more time, using my circle framelit to cut out So as you can see, I've now got my circle framelit on there, just to cut out that piece. But we've also got that white part in the middle. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is take the other circle framelit that fit just inside there and position it. Just so. And run that through. And voila, there's your rainbow. No fussy cutting involved, yay! Now that we've got that done, it's super stinking easy. Just all you have to do is assemble the card. So I'm using a Night of Navy card base and a Naturals piece of white cardstock as a layer. Now that because we've got the white piece here, we can just adhere that down to here just like that. Now because I don't like to stick everything down until I'm absolutely done, just in case I make an oopsie, I can put my card base aside and assemble the card just on the layer that's going to stick to the base first. So we're going to stick the back, this rainbow, to our layer. I'm going to use some snail here, just out of time. Just adhere that right down to the bottom, just like that. Easy peasy. We're going to be using the A Dozen Thoughts stamp set, and I chose to use the You Made My Day sentiment that's right here. Now I don't stick the stickers to the back of my stamp because I find they stick much easier. So I'm just going to lay that stamp down, pick it up just like that. Using Night of Navy ink, I'm going to stamp that sentiment down. Now you're going to want to leave yourself a little bit of room because the original card does have a bow on it. So just make sure that you've got enough room for your sentiment and the bow and it won't be crowded. So stamp your sentiment sort of just above the rainbow. So we tap, tap, tap the ink, just like that. Make sure we're inked up. And there we go. Good. I'm also going to stick my ribbon down. Now I like to put a bit of snail on the back just so that it adheres properly. Doesn't move around while I'm trying to tie the bow. So that just helps me get everything in place. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this into a bow. The other trick that I use is I put a glue dot right where I want the knot of my ribbon to be so that it makes it so much easier. Especially with the silver ribbon, I find it's a little bit fussy to tie. So with that glue dot down there, I'm going to create this first half knot and stick it down there. So now again, it's much easier, and this ribbon is super fussy, like I said. So now that we've got that, it makes it so much easier to tie the bow. Sometimes tying bows can be quite the handful, so this is, I found some of my time-saving tricks to make it a little bit easier and a little bit less frustrating. So I'm going to pull that like that. I'm going to adjust my ribbon, have it down like that, adjust it. There we go. I'm going to trim my tails using my trimmers here. And one last little touch, using my Night of Navy marker, I'm going to add an exclamation point just to the end of the sentiment there. There, you made my day. One more thing that we're going to do, just as an extra added supersonic touch, is we're going to punch out some silver glimmer paper using the smallest heart punch. And with dimensionals, I'm going to add that to the project as well. So Stampin' Up dimensionals to the back of that heart. I found it's a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut that in half. There we go. Lay that across there like that. So before I stick that heart on with the dimensional, I'm going to actually use this card base now. I'm going to stick it to the back of my card base. now that I'm ready to go and I'm happy with the result. No more chance for oopsies. Go ahead and use my snail. Sometimes we're not perfect, but close enough. There we go. Good. So the last finishing touch, just adding this little sparkly heart. Just there. I think it ties in everything nicely. And there you are, Stampers. Super easy, stinking cute. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.